Okay, guys, welcome for this training. Okay, you'll be learning how to use After Effects. All right. So before we get started, we just gives you some introduction why we are doing this program and by whom. Okay, so I'm from Brainimation Studio. Okay, so you can we are actually doing a training. Okay, we are doing training on Adobe softwares and Autodesk software. Okay, so you can reach to us via Facebook or the website. All right. So for this event, right, specifically for this event, okay, it's actually organized by these three people here: me, myself, Yavinesh, and then Chris and Erica. So a bit about myself: I'm a HRDF certified trainer, and also I conduct training on the softwares listed there. Okay, you can reach to me by phone, WhatsApp, okay, or Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can drop me an email. All right. If later on you need my contact number, you just put in the chat box. I'll glad to share. Okay. So a bit about Chris. Can you share a bit about yourself?
Yeah, just a moment. Okay. Right. Hi. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Yen. I'm also a HRDF certified trainer. I'm also a certified professional business coach and NLP practitioner. So in the past, I've done a lot of training for MDEC in entrepreneurship programs and digital marketing programs. So my hobby is on wellness. So I got myself certified and I sit in a committee of Malaysian Wellness Society. Okay, so my past experience was as regional controller for Fortune 500 companies. So my number is listed there. You can also search for me and follow me at Chris to Coach. Right. So we have a good trainer, Yavi, with us today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the training. All the best.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. Okay. And then next we have next person here, Erica. Erica, can you talk a bit about yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Erica. So I'm involved in NGO works. So my NGO is Move Malaysia. It is an international voluntary exchange IVS service. So I'm actually also a NLP hypnotherapy practitioner. I does social enterprise starting for all the region NGO who is actually partnering with. I does personal development, what we call it, personal development training. So you can reach me. You can see my somebody muted me. Yeah, you can reach me with the list that I listed that over there. So you can also email me if you have any interest in doing any voluntary work. Thank you.
Okay, guys. The things that we're going to learn today is this animation using images and some text. All right. So you will find this sample video in your downloaded file. Okay, some of people haven't able to download. Okay, the first time when you launch After Effects, this is the screen that you're going to get. Okay, which is a home screen where you will see a new project, open project, and the recent project. Recent project, if you don't have any previous project you worked on, okay, it'll be empty here. Okay, like for example, like mine, I have a list of files here because I recently opened the file. If you need to start to edit the file, you can directly open from the list here, or you can go to open project and choose your file. Okay, but in this session, we are not going to open any project. We go to new project. Okay, so the moment I click new project, okay, you'll be able to see the UI of the After Effects. Okay, just click on the new project and you will able to see this. Okay, I'll go through briefly on the user interface. Okay, number one, all this we call it panel. Okay, so the first thing that you will see is the project panel. Okay, after that, you have composition panel. So every time I click on this panel, it will be highlighted in blue color. That means that panel has been selected. All right. So if you want to do certain things, you need to select that panel. All right. So for example, when I click on the project panel, it is active. If I click down here, okay, this is a timeline, okay, where you will have all your files, layers and all that. All right, so if in case anything goes wrong with your panel, your project panel is not in here. For example, let's say I just simply close the panel, project panel is not there anymore. So how do I get it back? By going to window and then I search for my project. Okay, this is the project panel. Any panel goes missing, you get it under window. Or you can go to workspace and then you can just reset. Sorry, I'm going to change it to standard first. Window, workspace, and then standard. Okay, and then I also can reset the standard UI. If I go to workspace, I have a reset button here. I can reset all the panels that is available here. Okay, so project panel, what does it do actually? Okay, project panel, it will list down all your assets, all your files for your project. For example, I'm going to create a video, advertisement video. And in the video, I'm going to use some images, let's say images, maybe other videos, or maybe music, MP3 file, WAV file, okay, or JPEG images, PNG images, all that will be listed here after you import. Okay, at the moment, you don't have anything because you haven't imported anything yet. Okay, next is the composition panel. Composition panel is where you see the preview of your video. All right, and down here, timeline, you will see all your layers. Layers means all your video, all your images, text, okay, your animation. You want to create animation, you use your timeline. Okay, after that, on the right-hand side, you have preview panel. Preview panel is for you to play back your video. If you want to hit a play to preview your video, you hit the play button here, for example. Or if you want to go to first frame or last frame, you use the preview panel. And then you have effects and preset. Okay, effects and preset is where you search for your effect and then you apply that effect to your layer in the timeline. Okay, currently we don't have anything. Okay, after you apply the effects, okay, you need to edit that effects, values, attributes. You use the effect control panel. Okay, at the moment, I don't have a effect control panel. So what I do, I go to window, effect control panel here. Effect control, window, effect control. So when I click that, I can see my effect control panel on top here. All right. All right. Okay, then, yeah, that's about it. That's the main panels that you need to know. Project panel, composition panel, timeline, preview panel, effects and preset, then effect control. Those are the very, very basic panel that you definitely need to use all of it. Okay, so let's start to import. Okay, so for example, before I import, any project that you do in After Effects, you need to have a composition. Okay, composition is something like a container. You have a container and then you put all your assets inside the container so that you can preview your container here in the composition panel here. Okay, so for example, I want to create a new project now. So first thing I do is I go to File, I go to New Composition. Okay, in New Composition, when I click New Composition, I will get these settings. Okay, what are these settings for? Okay, for example, I want to create video for my Facebook, let's say. Okay, I want to post a video in Facebook. So I need to set the resolution of the video first before I get started with After Effects. All right, so this thing, let's say I want to do a full HD size. Okay, so I just type in here the width 1920x1080. This is a full HD size. Okay, and then pixel aspect ratio. Okay, pixel aspect ratio, square pixel. Okay, there is more option, but for this or any general video you create, you use square pixel. Okay, and then you have frame rate. Okay, frame rate is the number of frames, number of images you see per second on any video. Let's say you are watching movie or any video on Facebook, any video on Instagram. Okay, all those videos are actually sequence of images which is played back at certain rate. The rate means frame rate. Okay, so for this exercise, if you click the arrow, you have more options here. I don't want you to choose any option. Okay, we maintain as 25 frames per second. And then we have resolution. Resolution is a playback resolution. It doesn't matter where if you choose a full resolution or quarter resolution. Later we'll touch on this again. I will show where we can change this one more time. Okay, and then start time code, I make it 0, leave it as 0, and then duration. What is the duration of your composition? Okay, so if you look at here, the last digit on the right hand side is referring to frame, then followed by second, minutes, and hour. Okay, one more time. This is a frame, second, minutes, and hour. For example, I put here frame rate is 25 frames per second. For example, let's say I put here 25 and then I click outside here, it becomes 11. It adds 1 more second. Okay, let's say I put here 50. Currently, my second is 11. If I click outside here, it becomes 13. That's because per second, it has 25 frames based on your frame rate. If, for example, if I change this to 30 frames per second, now if I put 25, it will remain 25 until it increase to 30. So for example, if I put 30 frames, then it will add on 1 second. Okay, so this one I'm just going to maintain as 25. Okay, hope you are clear with the duration, the timing. The last on the right is frame, followed by second, minutes, and hours. So for this example, we're just going to maintain at 10 seconds. Okay, and then we have a background color. Okay, so background color, you can leave it whatever color that you want. All right. So yeah, so far any question on this area? You can unmute your mic and you can speak up. Or you can put it in the chat box. Anyone regarding the resolution, the width and the height? Okay, thank you, thank you. Anyone else?
What is the frame rate for 25, 30, and so on?
Okay, too fast. Okay, thanks, Genshen. I'm going too fast, it seems. All right. Okay. So what is frame rate? Why we are choosing 25? Why we are not putting 120? Okay, so frame rate is how many frames per second. Okay, so for example, if I look at here, we have 8, 12, and all that. The lesser frames you put, frame rate, the playback will be much, we call very light. Your video will be very light. And plus this one, for example, if I put 8, right, you will have only 8 frames in 1 second. Okay, so the video won't be very smooth. The higher the frame rate, the smoother the video will be. Okay, but why don't we choose 120? Okay, so your eyes, right, the human eyes only can capture up to 24 frames per second by default. But you still can put this higher, let's say for example 60 frames per second. Okay, when you have a higher resolution, you will lose some of the things that we naturally see. For example, the motion blur. The motion blur, you won't be able to see clearly. Okay, so for example, like football match, okay, we need to see all the details very clearly. So when you're watching a football match, it should be a high frame rate. If you're watching a movie, right, it should be in 24 frames per second. Why? Because the video will look natural. Okay, how you look in real life. For example, if you shake your head very fast, right, all the environment in front of you will become blurry. Why is that? Because you are capturing at 24 frames per second. All right, so you get a motion blur there. Okay, but if you want to, let's say, create a 60 frames per second, can also, no problem. If your computer is fast enough. Let's say I want to upload a video in YouTube. Okay, YouTube, it supports a high frame rate. Okay, but does your computer support 60 frames per second or not? Or does your computer support 120 frames per second or not? Because it needs to calculate every single frame. Okay, for example, I have a 5-second video. Okay, if I put 25 frames per second, the computer need to calculate 25 times 5 seconds. Each second got 25 frames. So if 5-second duration times with 25, 5 times 25 frames. If I choose 120 frames per second, Okay, and then my video duration is 5 seconds. Okay, that 120 you need to times with 5. 120 times 5. So you have more frames to be processed by the computer. Okay, hope that's clear. So for general purpose video, you just maintain as 25 frames per second is sufficient, or maybe you can put up to 30 frames also can. Is it clear, guys? Okay, the resolution, I just want to repeat on the resolution part. If let's say you are doing a video for Instagram or WhatsApp, you want to blast video through WhatsApp about your product, okay, then you need to find the ideal size for that platform. Okay, so for example, if WhatsApp, you need to choose a square size. Okay, so you put there 1080 by 1080. Clear? Okay, so for now, okay, I'm just going to cancel first. Okay, we are going to import a PSD file now shortly. Okay, the file that you have downloaded, if I go to file, I go to import, I go to file. I want to bring in the image file, which is a PSD file. I'm going to select file. Okay, I already have my images here. Excuse me. So for example, if I select my PSD file, okay, I'll have more options for me to choose. Instead of footage, I can choose a composition, retain layer sizes, and also composition. Okay, so for example, if I choose footage, I click import. Okay, I'll get another error message here. So I choose footage, import kind is footage, merge layer, click OK. Okay, I will get that as one image in the project panel. It is still importing. Wait for a while. Okay, so in the project panel, I can see there is a X50 PSD. PSD is a Photoshop file. Okay, in that Photoshop file, I already have a few layers there. Okay, so when you import as footage, you won't be able to see all the layers. All right, clear? So another thing is that if I import again, if I choose a PNG image, I don't have more options here. Import as. When I select a MP3 file, okay, import as, I don't have more options. Only when I select a PSD file, I have more options. Okay, you get more options because PSD file it supports layer, and when we import as composition, we can get back all the layers. Okay, so not only PSD, Illustrator file also same thing. So when we import an AI file, you get the same option, something like this. All right. So, okay. So now what I want you guys to do, I want you to go to File, Import, File, select the PSD file, and then choose here, Composition, Retain Layer Sizes. Choose Composition, Retain Layer Sizes. Can you all do that now? Then click Import. Done. Okay, very good. Okay, can you do that now and then put a done there in the chat box? Okay, I need minimum 10 people done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. Okay, do you have any questions so far? Any questions? Repeat which part? Diana, repeat which part? Import file and composition. Repeat the entire thing lah. Huh? All right. Okay, so I just go to cancel first. Okay, when you want to start with a project in After Effects, you need to create a composition. But in this case, we're going to use the PSD file as a composition. Okay, if JPEG, we only have an option for footage. You can import JPEG also. What are the files that you can import in After Effects? JPEG file, PNG file, TIFF file, TGA file, AVI, MOV, MP4, MPEG, or whatever. And audio also same, WAV file, MP3 file, you can import. Okay, let me show you back the composition. If I go to composition, new composition, this is if we want to start a new composition. But in this case, we want to import first, select the PSD file, and import as composition retain layer sizes. Okay, just take a look. What is the difference? Why nobody asked what is the difference between these two? Do you know what is the difference between these two? Okay, footage I already showed you. No layers there. Composition retain layer sizes. I told you there will be layers. But how about this one? Nobody asked, right? All right. Okay, so the difference between these two. For example, if I choose composition here, I click import. Okay, here also composition. I click OK. Okay, just take a look. Don't do anything yet. Okay, if I choose composition, what happened here? This one I remove first. Okay, what happened is you will have a composition, number one. Number two is you will have a folder. Inside that folder, you will able to see all the layers from the PSD file. Okay, so you have a composition, you'll have a folder with the layers from the PSD file. That is composition. Okay, when I double click the composition, it will load in the timeline and in the composition panel here. Double click the composition, this one, the X50, double click that. It will load in the timeline and also in the composition panel. Okay, if I select each layer, all this we call it as layer. Whatever things you see in the timeline, this is the layers. Okay, if I select one of the layers, sorry, I can see the bounding box is around the composition. Okay, if I select another layer, body layer, it will be around the composition. And if I select the tire layer, it is still around the composition. Nicole, hang on, Nicole. Okay, so it is still around the composition and another layer also around the composition. You can see the bounding box now. Okay, now I'm going to repeat again the same process. I highlight everything from the project panel. I delete, yes, delete. Then I go to import again, file, import file. Select the PSD file. And then now I'm going to choose retain layer sizes. Okay, earlier I choose composition. Now I'm choosing retain layer sizes. I click import. Here is the same, retain layer sizes. Here, you don't change anything. Leave it as default. Editable layer size or merge also can, doesn't matter, but leave it as default. No need to change anything. Click OK. So now you can see the same thing happen. You have composition, you have a folder with the layers of the PSD file. If I double click the composition, I will able to see the layer, same like previously, right? But now when I select the layer, you can see the bounding box is around that object, that specific object. When I select the body, same thing. The bounding box is around the body. If I select the tire, same thing. Okay, why do we need to choose this option? Okay, so that I can actually animate the rotation of the individual layer. For example, something like this, the tire is spinning. Okay, I can animate that. If I import as only composition, I won't be able to rotate like this. Okay, so for example, I just repeat one more time. I go to import, I select the PSD file, I choose composition instead of retain layer sizes. I go to import, click OK, double click the composition. I select my front tire here. I go to rotation, and then when I try to rotate, can you see that? It doesn't rotate properly, right? Okay, because the center point is here, not on the tire. Okay, so if you want this anchor point, we call it anchor point. The center point of this layer, we call it anchor point. If you want this anchor point to be in the middle of the tire, you need to import as composition retain layer sizes. Clear? So I want you to import as composition retain layer sizes. Select the PSD, import as composition retain layer sizes, click import, and then click OK. Double click the composition, If done, please let me know. Up to here. Who haven't done yet? Anyone haven't yet? Error, can't open. Yes, composition.
So
Yes.
how to import again? Because I just got but there's something wrong with my Illustrator, and then now only I can open.
Not
so,
Illustrator, After Effects.
no, sorry, After Effects. So how to import again?
File, import, file.
Hold on,
Yeah.
File.
Import, file.
Okay, dia kata System Contability Report lah. Wait. File.
Import, file.
Which file do I need to open?
The PSD file. The X50.
You need to download the file from the chat box.
Have you downloaded the file?
Yeah, I got the file.
All right.
Yes, I downloaded the file already.
The
Just that
X50 file.
my After Effects is not responding.
Okay, just slowly, step by step. You just be patient a bit because this After Effects software maybe it be lagging a bit if your computer system is not fast enough like mine. Okay, there is a question, Xiao Hui. I would like to ask, if we use composition without retaining layer sizes, can we still make the tire rotate by adjusting the anchor point, right? Yes, you are right. Okay, we still can adjust the anchor point. Okay, you still can actually import as composition, then you move your anchor point to the middle of the tire. You can do that, yes. Okay, but then it will be double work, right? You still have to move it again, adjust it properly, exactly in the middle of the tire. Okay, so just want to show you, just take a look, guys. Don't do anything. I go to import, I choose a composition. Okay, I go to import again, click OK. I double click, I select the tire. Now my anchor point is here. If I want to move the anchor point, I need to use the pan behind tool. I move the anchor point here, for example, then I go to rotate. Okay, so when I rotate, can you see the rotation? It's like moving up and down. Okay, so I don't get the perfect middle point. If there is a circle, I don't get a perfect unless if I adjust it properly, you still can, like, let's say for example, I move it again, okay, and then I try to rotate until I get a perfect rotation. Yes, you can. Okay, to make our work easier, okay, it's better to import as composition, retain layer sizes. Okay, hope I answer your question. Okay. Okay, all opened already, right? Sorry. I have here, cannot import unsupported file extension. Are you sure about that? Janshen, are you using Adobe After Effects? Janshen. Okay, I already told you the recording, the session is being recorded. Okay, it will be shared maybe tomorrow. Okay, so after you open, okay, you need to double click. After you import, you need to double click the composition. Okay, the icon, you will see like a film strip with the blue color, green color and red color circle there. You need to double click too, so that you will preview in your composition and also you will see in your timeline. Okay, after that, okay, after you have imported, I want you to go to composition setting. Okay, I need you to change the size. If you notice, this resolution is actually the resolution of the image. Okay, we don't want the resolution of the image, but we want the full HD size, 1920x1080, and then pixel aspect ratio, square pixel, frame rate 25, duration is 10 seconds. Okay, only that thing you need to change. The width and the height, pixel aspect ratio, double check if it is square pixel, frame rate is 25, the time, not start time code, the duration. Duration change to 10 seconds. Can you all do that now? Then after that, you press OK. All right. Norji, which part do you want me to repeat? Norji Nasir?
Sorry, the composition setting again. Where should I get that, the composition setting?
Then up here, file, edit, composition setting.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Where shall I press again? I got stuck here. File, edit, composition setting. After you import, you double click the composition. Diana, Nicole, can you see now? Have you imported the file?
Yes, I've imported the file already. Composition, so it's the second option. Apparently something is not quite right here. I double click on the icon, okay, X50, but the red card does not appear in the big window, in the composition window. So what's the issue here?
Double click the icon again one more time. Try, Diana. Can you share your screen? Diana, can you share your screen?
Okay, I'll try to share my screen now.
Thank you. Okay.
Double click?
Yeah, one moment. I'm looking at it. Can you remove everything? Delete the X51. Select the X51. Okay. Press delete.
Oh, press delete now. Okay.
In your keyboard.
Press delete. Okay.
Delete.
Yeah.
Okay, now double click the X50. One moment. I'm requesting for control. Okay. Can you let me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at your screen. That's weird. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to save your file here. I'm going to save it in let's say I want to save it in your desktop here. Okay. I create a new folder here, X50. Okay, X50, save. Oops, sorry. Never mind. Okay, and then you exit. Okay, try to open back.
Okay.
Okay, try to open After Effects again. Okay, give me a second here.
Mine is a trial version, by the way.
Come again.
Mine is a trial version. After Effects is the trial version.
Still cloud version, still cannot preview, is it?
No, trial version. TRIAL. Trial version.
Trial, yes, yes.
Trial.
Yeah, try to open again.
Yeah, it's open now. So
Still can't see.
let me check here. New project, right? New project?
No. You open the file. Open
yes,
the
it's open already. Yes, it's open.
Can you see the car now?
Let me try to import the file.
No need to import. You open the project file.
Open project file, huh?
Okay, open the untitled
project.
because I already saved it earlier, right?
Right. Okay, untitled project. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Can you see the car now?
Yes, but it's a bit blur. So
okay, cool. Done. All right.
Okay, right. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so the composition setting, okay, I'll go to cancel first. So after you open, okay, it will be blurry or whatever. Let's say it's blurry, something like this. Okay, that's because of your preview resolution here. The preview resolution. Okay, you may change it to full or you can leave it as quarter also can. All right. Okay, now composition setting 1920 1080 square pixel, 25 frame rate, duration is 10 seconds. Then click OK. If done, put a done there. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, I'm going to click OK now. So what happened here, we are actually making the frame here bigger. Okay, the entire resolution now is a full HD size. Okay, the car will look like a smaller a bit. Okay, but if you scroll here, you can zoom in and zoom out, or you can choose here the preview to fit. Okay, so the car now, I'm going to make it slightly bigger. Okay, before that, I want to make this background to become a white color. Okay, if you change the background color in composition, it is still considered like transparent. Okay, so when you export, it still become black color. So what we do, we go to layer, new, solid. Okay, create a new solid and then change the color of the solid to white color. Then click OK. Okay, so I go to layer, new, solid. I change the color to white color. Down here, there is a color and then click OK. So it will have a new layer here, white solid. This new layer, we need to bring it down so that we can see the car. Yes, I can do that again. Okay. I want to change the background color to white color. So instead of changing in composition setting, I'm going to create a new solid. Okay, how do I create new solid? I go to layer, new, solid. Click that. And then change the color of the solid down here to a white color. Then you click OK. The moment you click OK, everything becomes white color. But in the layer here, on the timeline layer, you click and drag that white solid so that it will sit at the back, the lowest layer. How do I bring back my tire front? You are missing tire front, is it? You undo back. If you did anything wrong, then something is missing, you control Z to undo. And then don't simply control Z too many times. Okay, can you try that, Nicole? Nothing is moving. What's the size again? Still white, no car. It's not out. What do you mean, Nicole? Nicole, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I don't have the tire front. I already control Z. It still doesn't have the tire front. I don't know how it went disappeared.
Control Z some more? Try to control Z some more.
I have the white background, exactly like what you're showing. It's just my tire.
In the layer, there is 4 layers, right? Can you see the 4 layers?
In the layer, I only have 4 layers. Right now, you have 5 layers.
So the tire front only is not there.
Yes, that first layer is not there.
Undo until you get the tire front. Control Z until you get the tire front.
Is there an undo button?
Control Z. Control and Z.
Just Control Z.
Yep. Amir, still white, no car. That means your white solid need to be at the lowest layer in the timeline here. Okay, Nadia Rosli. Okay, if you set the, yeah. Yes, Nicole.
I have my tire at front. Suddenly I got an extra tire. So I have 3 tires.
Undo some more. You have done something there. Control Z.
Undo again.
Some more, until you get 4 layer.
Huh? I still have the tire. Oh my goodness.
Undo, just undo. What's
no, then my car disappeared.
Then redo.
Huh?
Redo, Control Shift Z.
The 3rd tire still come out.
Okay, what do? You delete everything from your project panel. Go to project panel, you highlight everything, press delete, and then you import again.
Okay.
Roba, yes, you may choose whatever color that you want. Not necessarily need to be white. Okay.
If I deleted the white, if I added a new color, do I need to delete the white?
No. You select that white layer. You go to layer, solid setting. Click the solid setting and then just change the color. Let's say I want to put a blue color maybe. I click OK. All right.
Okay, clear.
Solid setting. Select that layer and then go to solid setting. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Kim. Thank you. All right. Great. Okay. Can you guys put it in the chat box? Whoever not from Malaysia, outside from Malaysia. Anyone not from Malaysia? Can you put your country there, please? Thank you. Okay, anybody else got problem? Anyone else got problem?
Now I don't see the car. Now I have a red background, but I don't see the car. This is so weird.
Select the white, red color or whatever color, put it down. Nicole?
No, like the whole car is
very big. The whole car is very big, is it?
Okay, the whole car is very big, so I made it smaller so I can see the car.
Okay, you click here, you choose fit. You click here, you choose fit.
Again?
If you zoom in, right, too many times, okay, you click here and then you choose fit.
Click where?
All right, shall we proceed, guys?
Fit, okay.
How do you get the tire? How do I get the tire? What do you mean? I don't understand. Okay, that tire is not X50 tire. Thank you. All right, if you turn off the visibility of the layer, okay, this is the original tire. Okay, so if I turn on, this is, I think, Persona or Saga's tire. I don't know. All right, I purposely changed it because the angle of this tire is not right. You can see the thickness over here is bigger than the thickness over here. So when I rotate, it doesn't look right. So that's why I changed the tire. All right, just for your information. Okay. Okay, you can test it yourself lah, guys. Okay, shall we proceed now? Okay, thank you. Okay, in the timeline, okay, please listen carefully. When I'm speaking, please listen very, very carefully. Okay, don't do something else. Don't try out something else. Just listen first. Okay, so if you look at the timeline, okay, we have here 5 layers. Okay, and then here over here, you will see the eyes, which is the visibility. If I turn off any of these eyes, right, I'm turning off the visibility of that specific layer. Okay, you can see the body. It has without the half of the tire here. If I select only the tire, I can see the tire and this one. Okay, so this is to turn on and off the visibility of your layer. Okay, after that, you have a speaker icon here. Okay, you can mute and unmute the audio if you have. Okay, currently we don't have because this is a PSD file. Later on, when we import an audio file, you will find a speaker on that layer, on that specific layer. Okay, after that, we have a solo button here. Solo means you will only see that layer only. For example, if I go to front tire here, I click solo, I only see the front tire. Okay, if I click solo for this 2 layer, I only see that 2 layer. All right, so that is solo. I remove back the solo, and then you have a lock button here. When you click lock, you won't be able to select that layer. You see, when I click, it's highlighting, blinking 2 times, but then it doesn't select. If I click the other layer, you can see it is highlighted and there is a bounding box here. If I select the shadow layer, there is a bounding box there. All right, if I select white solid, also I have a bounding box. Okay, so that is lock. If you don't want to select any specific layer, you can lock that layer. Okay, for now, I'm not going to lock anything. Okay, after that, you will see a small arrow there. If I click, I can see transform. I click the arrow again, I can see more options here. Okay, this one I will show later. I'm going to collapse back. Okay, then you have this box with a purple color, kind of light purple. When you click that, this is your label actually. I can select multiple layers, shift click, and then I can choose a different color for me to recognize what layer is that. For example, I can see from here, cyan color is my tire. So I can easily identify if I put a label color there. Okay, so then you have a number of layers, layer 1, layer 2, and so on. Then layer name, the name of your specific layer. If you want to change the name of that layer, right, you can select that layer. You, sorry, not double click. You right click and then you choose rename. Okay, you right click, choose rename, or you can enter and then you type a new name for it if you want lah. Okay, then you have mode. Mode is actually a blending mode, same like in Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay, if you are familiar with Photoshop and Illustrator, you'll see there is a like screen, multiply, overlay. Okay, all this you can use. Okay, so we are not going to touch on that now. Okay, you can test it out some other time. Then you have track mat. Track mat we're not going to touch. Don't do anything. Then comes to parent and link. Okay, parent and link we're going to use today. So what is parent and link? Okay, the concept of parent and child. Okay, parent and child in computer terms, okay, means when we do something to one object, it will affect the other object. Okay, so when we assign the parent and link, means for example, I have my body here and I have the tire. If let's say the body become the parent for this 2 tire, when I move the body, the tire also will follow. Clear, guys? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that means if let's say I move the child, does the parent will follow? Okay, if I move the parent, child will follow. But if I move the child, does the parent will follow? Only have parent, don't have parent and link. Yes, parent also can. Only parent also correct. Okay, yeah. So for example, let's say I select the tire here, the parent and link, I change it to body. For example only, don't do anything, just listen first. If I select the body and then I go to my selection tool here, let's say I move the body, you can see the front tire, it's following. Okay, but when I select the tire and then I move it, the body won't be following. Okay, so one parent can have many child. Means I select the tire, rear tire, the back tire here, change it to body also. So means this is my parent and these two are my child here for the body. So if I select the body and then move it, the tire will follow. Okay, same goes to shadow. For example, shadow, I select shadow, change it to body, the parent. If I select the body now, I move it, everything will follow. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is, okay, now only you do, okay, select the front tire, rear tire, and the body, change the parent to shadow. Can you all do that? Okay, change that. After, if done, please let me know, done. Can't hear my voice.
How
now,
do you select? What do you mean?
Okay, you just go to parent and link here, or just parent, you click from none, change it to shadow. For all three layers. The top three layers, change it to shadow.
Okay.
If done, let me know done. Nicole, is it done, Nicole? Okay, great. Okay, so now why we did parent to the shadow, so that we can make the car bigger a bit, and also we can move it downwards. Okay, how do we move? Okay, so if I click the small arrow here, for each layer, you have the transform, right? So, but I'm going to go to the shadow layer and click the small arrow. At the transform, click the arrow again. Okay, we have anchor point, position, scale, rotation, and opacity. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move it downwards and then make it bigger. To move, we adjust the position. For the position, we have two values, X and Y value. You just need to change the Y value. How do you change the value? You click and drag. While clicking, you drag. Okay, if you click and let go, it will have an option for you to key in a value. If you know the value, you can key in. If you don't know the value, right, you click and drag. You click and drag. Okay, click and drag left and right. After that, you scale it up. You go to scale here, you click and drag, make it bigger. Something like this. Can you all do that? Do you want me to repeat? Yeah, thank you. Do you want me to repeat? Anybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, I already undo here, Control Z. I go to the shadow layer. Okay, the parenting all done, right? So after you parent to shadow, you go to the shadow layer, click the arrow here, click the arrow at the transform, and then you go to position, click and drag the Y value, X, Y. The first value always refer to X, second value will refer to Y. If you have third value, it will refer to Z axis. Okay, but in this case, we don't have the Z axis now. So I just click and drag the Y value, the second value, click and drag. While you drag, you look at your screen, the preview, the car. You look at the car here, how it moves, how much. You don't just simply click and drag, then it will disappear. Okay, while you click and drag, you look at the car. Okay, if the position is fine, then let go. Then click and drag again on the scale. Okay, you can move left and right so that you can see how big you want to put it. Okay, something like this. If done, put a done there. Those who haven't. Okay, done. Great. Anyone having a problem Anyone?
Can you
Yeah.
just repeat again one last time?
Come again? I can't hear you.
Oh, just repeat again from the shadow.
From the shadow. Okay, so shadow, I just repeat one more time. Okay, you see, select the shadow. Okay, you go to position. You have two values here, X and Y. You click and drag the Y value. Click and drag the Y value. And then click and drag the scale value. That's all. Okay, great. Okay, now we want to animate. Okay, we want to start to animate. Okay, after done, you just can close back this arrow here.
The part where you hit on shadow, you get the reset, isn't it?
The reset.
That does not come on. I have that twirling sign there.
Oh, okay.
I have.
You mean?
Does it mean I have to right click and reset that way?
Okay. Do you have this anchor point position?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You don't have a reset button.
So when I go to, yeah, so I have to right click it.
Oh, when you right click, what happened?
When I right click, I get the edit value, separate dimensions, add keyframe, and all that.
Right click. I'm not sure, sir. You're using what version now?
2020.
Okay. Sometimes what happened, I've seen previous class. Okay, they don't have this whatever you need. They have only this spiral thingy here.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, I don't know what's the problem with that. You try to close After Effects and try to open back. Okay, I'm not sure on that. Never faced that problem before.
All right. Okay.
Okay. I don't know why my shadow is in the middle of the card. Because maybe you move the position. Okay, you just undo back. If anything goes wrong, right? Let's say suddenly you feel that like what you call anything missing in action. Like, let's say for example something went off, something like this. You just Control Z to undo back to get it back normal. All right, Control Z. You need to Control Z immediately the moment you made it something wrong step. Okay. All right, so we are going to animate the tire now. Okay, so before animating, can you see this blue color line here? This is your current time indicator. Okay, this is your current time indicator. So what does it do? You can actually go move this from 0 time to 10 seconds. Okay, so how do you move this? You just click and drag at the ruler here, something like a ruler here, the time here, you just click and drag to move. Okay, so let's say we want to animate the tire, right? So this point here, this current time indicator should be at the beginning. Okay, so how do you move it to the beginning? It's already in the beginning. In case if you moved it in the middle here, you can also use your preview panel. Can you see the preview panel? There is a first button here, go to first frame. You click that. Okay, or if let's say I want to go to the end part of my timeline here, I can click, go to last frame. Okay, first frame, last frame. Can you remember that? First frame, last frame. You click on the preview panel. Okay, or you can click and drag using your mouse over here. Click and drag to the end, click and drag to the end. Okay, so now for the tire, you put it at the beginning here because we want the tire to keep on spinning throughout the video. From the beginning itself, I want the tire to be spinning. Okay, or let's say if you want the tire to start in the middle somewhere here, you put your time here also can. Nothing wrong. But for this exercise, you put it at the beginning. You go to the tire here, the front wheel. You click the small arrow, go to the transform, click the arrow again. You'll have more options here. So earlier we already seen how to move using the position and also to scale up using the scale. Now we're going to rotate. Okay, to rotate, there is two values here. One is 0x and 0, 0 degree. Positive 0, 0 degree. Can you see that? Okay, the first value is referring to number of cycles. How many 360 degree? Okay, for example, if I put here 2x, that means 720 degrees. If I put 1x, this means 360 degree. Okay, so you don't change anything at the moment. Okay, I'm going to go to the first frame. First frame, click the stopwatch for rotation. Can you see this? There is a stopwatch there. Icon. When I click, it becomes blue color, and also I will get a keyframe. Okay, there is a blue color dot over here. This is a keyframe. To animate any object, we need a keyframe. So after I add a keyframe at the first frame, then I go to last frame. I change the value to, let's say, 20x at the beginning. So it means 20 times 360 degree. So if I hit the play button in the preview panel, okay, I can see the tire is spinning. Okay, if it is blurry, doesn't matter. As long as it's rotating, it's fine. Okay, why it's spinning? Because I have a keyframe with 0 value and another keyframe at the end here with 20x. Is it clear, guys? Do you want me to repeat again?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
All right, sure, no problem. If I want to remove my keyframe, right, I just click back my stopwatch. This stopwatch, if you're doing what we call animation, you just click one time only. Okay, you just click one time. Okay, so I put my time indicator at the beginning. I click the stopwatch. Then I move my time indicator to the end of the timeline, or you can click the last frame from the preview panel. Then change the value. The moment I change value, I will get a keyframe. Okay, what value to put? Let's say I try with 20 first. 20x. 20 times the tire will be spinning. So when I hit the play button, I can see the tire is spinning, but it doesn't look fast enough. I want it rotates much faster. Okay, so what I do, I stop playback. I go to last frame again. I increase the value to 40x, maybe only, yeah. So, and then I try to play back again. Okay, when I play back, I still feel that not enough. Okay, I want more faster, right? Okay, so what I do, I stop first, stop the preview, go to the last frame, I increase to maybe 100x, 100 times. Okay, something like this. And then I try to play back now. Now this is much better. I feel it's better. Okay, if you want it to rotate slowly, then you reduce the value. Up to you. It's totally up to you. So why I increase from 10, from 20, from whatever, I want to test first because I don't know the exact value, right? So you need to test the value. Okay, one more time. What I want you guys to do, you go to first frame, you click the stopwatch, then you go to the last frame, you change the value to whatever value that you like. Then you try to click the play button. Can you all do that? Done? Do you want me to repeat? Anyone?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. No worries. Okay, this is the very basic thing you need to understand. Okay, you must get it right, or else you can't go further. All right. So keyframe in After Effects or Premiere Pro, any animation software, keyframe is the #1 important thing. Any animation software, you will have to put a keyframe in order to animate, to make a movement. All right. So you need to set your time. My time, I'm going to set it at the beginning, which is 00. Here you will see 0. Or you can click the first frame here. Then you click the stopwatch. Stopwatch here to enable the keyframe. Okay, click the stopwatch here. You will find a blue color dot here, which is your keyframe. Then you go to the last frame. Then you change the value to something else. If you want to the tire to rotate in a opposite direction, you put a negative value just in case. Okay, so for this case, I just put it as 100, and then I try to click the play button. Okay, if you guys are done, right? Okay, any questions? Anyone? Yes, Pusparani.
No.
Pusparani Raju.
Yes.
You want to say something?
No.
Can
My
you off
video
your
cannot
mic?
on. Ah.
Can you off your mic? Thank you. The tire now is not rotating. Adam Prakash. You have to have 2 keyframes with different value. You go to your first frame, okay, make sure it is 0 and make sure the stopwatch has been clicked. Then you go to last frame, you change the value. You need to have 2 keyframes. Jayanti Chandrasekharan.
Sir, sorry, I have question.
Yes, Tony.
How I can animation both wide.
Both left and right tire, is it?
What tire?
Okay, can. Okay, so now one tire is spinning. Okay, you do the same for the second layer. Okay, I'm going to close this back. Click the rear tire. Click the small arrow here. Click the transform here. Make sure you are at the beginning of your time, first frame. Click the stopwatch for rotation. Go to last frame. Then change the value to the same value as what you did for this tire, the maximum value. In my case, I put 100. So when I play back, I have both tires spinning.
Okay, sir. But I mean, can I select 2 tire? But
Okay. I got it. I understand. Okay, so your question is, can I select both layer and then I animate together? Is it your question?
Yes, but can it related? And if I change the tire F, R is change, and if I change R is related to F is change too. I not select the 2 tire.
Okay, your question is, can I just rotate one tire and I want the other tire to follow?
Yes.
Okay, you can do that, but then you need to do some expression. Okay, so for example, just for demonstration purpose, you don't do this. Okay, so for example, let's say I click the front tire, click the stopwatch, I go to last frame, I change it to 100x. Okay, can you see the rotation, the rear tire rotation? There is a spiral icon here. I click and drag, I put it on the rotation here, on the front tire. And then I hit the play button. That's all. Okay, you don't do this. Okay, just for your information. Okay, thanks, Tony. Okay, this spiral is actually parent and link. Under parent and link, what I did is I make the rear tires rotation. The parent is this attribute.
I have a problem.
All right? Yeah.
I think need to share screen. I don't know how to do this. The tire, apparently I have another tire.
Okay, can you share the screen?
Actually, how do I share screen? Oh my goodness.
Click on a share button there. In the Zoom menu, right, there is a share button.
Share button.
Mm-hmm. Can you see the mute, unmute, and then start video, security, share? Can you see the share?
Yeah.
Click the share and choose your screen.
This, you see?
Yeah, it's loading. It's loading.
Yeah, can you see like there's this tire here?
Okay, okay, I can see that. Can you go to your timeline there? You actually moved. You actually moved the front tire.
You see when I click it.
You just Control Z. Control Z. Undo. Undo. Okay, you know what you did? You
No.
import as composition, not retain layer sizes.
Is it?
Yes. You delete that, delete everything.
Delete everything.
Delete, delete, delete. Highlight everything, delete. Yes, delete. Delete. Press delete in your keyboard. Delete. Import, file import. File. Select the PSD file. Composition, retain layer sizes. Yes, import. Import. Open. No sequence, no sequence.
Okay.
Okay. Double click now. Now you can see when you select, the bounding box is around the tire. Go to composition setting. 19201080.
Okay.
1080. Uncheck the lock aspect ratio. Uncheck the lock aspect ratio. Lock aspect ratio. Beside the width.
Check ratio.
Lock aspect ratio on the composition setting. Beside the width. Width and height. Can you see the width and height? Uncheck that. 1920.
What does this mean?
Okay. Why are you clicking and dragging? Okay, width 1920, done. Click OK. Click OK. All right. Now new solid, white color. Layer, new solid. Layer, new solid. Faster a bit, Nicole. Everyone is waiting for you. Okay. Bring that down. The pale red solid one down. Select the front tire. The front tire, the rear tire, the body layer. Select all three. Select all three. The layer. Shift click. Shift click. Shift and click. Not double click. Shift and click.
Did I do it right?
No. Shift and click the layer. Press shift in your keyboard. Change the parent to shadow. Okay, then select the shadow layer. Shadow layer, select the shadow layer. No. Down. Yeah, shadow, click shadow. Go to the arrow there. Go to position and scale. Transform. Okay, now you see up there, you see only the tire, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to show you. Just listen first. Listen first, Nicole. Okay, guys, you see sometimes what we do is we accidentally double click that any layer. When you double click a layer, it will be showing something like this. It will showing only that specific layer. When I double click the body, I see only layer. You see on top here, it says layer body, not composition. So we don't want to see the layer, but we want to see the composition. All right. So you just close it. If you accidentally double click, right? You just close the layer over here. You make sure you are looking at the composition. Okay. So both tire rotation, is it done, guys? Amir, what is the problem, Amir? If both tire, rotation, animation done, please put a done there. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, now what we're going to do is there anyone still got any problem? Anyone else got problem? Okay, all right, so we proceed.
Question,
yes.
When you put under rotation, transform rotation, and then I increase the amount, my car seems to be going downwards.
Are you doing it on the tire or some other layers?
Okay, you said on the, it's supposed to be on the shadow or tire?
On the tire, not the shadow. The rotation should be on the tire.
All right. Rotation. You say the blue dot supposed to appear, right?
Yes, correct. You must go to the first frame, click the stopwatch, then you go to the last frame, you increase the value. Then you click the play button.
Increase the value. Let's say I put 50.
Play. Try to play.
Oh, wait. Where's my play button?
Preview panel. Preview panel is on the right-hand side, on the top side, right-hand side. If you don't see the preview panel, you go to window, you go to preview.
Window. Okay.
Yes, Nicole, we are having 2 layers of tire, front and back. Kevin, done, Kevin?
Hold on, 1 second. It is running, but so the first one is always 0, right?
Doesn't matter. It can be any value. You can put a negative value or positive value, any value. But you need a different value from the first keyframe and last keyframe. You need to have a different value so that it will be rotating. If it is the same value, it won't rotate. It can be any value. First frame, okay, it can be any value.
My tire is rotating, yes.
Okay, so Amir, back tire not moving. Why? I don't know why. You need to tell me why. Why not Uncle share screen? Why same value not rotate? Janshen, how old are you, Janshen? Okay, thanks, Amir. Good. Okay, so shall we proceed with the body part? Yes, Anand Arun. Yes, you can put negative values so that it's counterclockwise. Okay, the rotation, you can put positive and negative value. Okay, so we're going to make the animation for the body so that it moves up and down. All right, so move up and down means we need to animate the positions Y value. Okay, so I go to close this, click this arrow so that it collapses back. Then I go to the body layer, click the small arrow, go to the transform, and then the position. Okay, I go to first frame. What I do is I click the stopwatch for position. Then I move this current time indicator to maybe about 6 or 7 frame, something like this, 7 frame. Okay, how do I get this 7 frame? Okay, I just click and drag this timeline indicator, or I can go to here, the preview panel, next frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I click 7 times. I can see the number here, 7. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I go to here, 1, 2, 3, oh, sorry, back. Until I see the number 7 here. Then what I do, I just move it down. Okay, sorry, I accidentally undo this. Click the stopwatch for position at the 0 frame. Then I go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th frame, I move it downwards a bit. Move the body down a bit. Okay, so something like this. Let's say I move it a bit. Then I add another 7 more frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I move it up back. But I don't know what the exact value. How much do I need to move? Okay, hang on. I'll repeat one more time. I want to show what is the result that you can see. Then I will repeat one more time slowly. All right. Okay. So after the third one, what I do is I copy and paste the first keyframe. Control C and Control V. So you will get the same value. Okay. So I just want to show you. So you see, when I move my time, you can see my body is actually moving here. Okay. It goes down and then it goes up. Okay. Again, it goes down, then it goes up back. So here, the first keyframe is the actual position. Then the second keyframe is the body's position is lower a bit. The third position is same with the first position. So it will go up and down, up and down. All right. So what I do is I put my keyframe here on the third keyframe. I just copy and paste again. Control C, Control V. I go to the last keyframe now. I highlight, Control C, Control V. How do I go to the last keyframe? I press this button. Go to next keyframe. Click, 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 click. It will go to the last keyframe. Highlight everything. Click and drag to select all the keyframe. I copy and paste. Okay, just to show first, I just want to play only this section. When I play back, okay, you can see the car is moving up and down. Okay, maybe it's blurry, right? Blurry is because of this. In the preview panel, I have a resolution. I change it to full. Now, when I play back, you can see my car is moving up and down. Okay, so this is the effect that we're going to do. All right, don't worry. I'm going to repeat one more time. You just listen carefully first. Listen first. Don't do. Don't do together with me. Later, you can't get it. Okay, you need to understand what's happening. Okay, in order for you to understand, you must listen carefully first. Don't do together with me. All right. Okay, now I'm going to repeat everything. I already deleted. I go to the body layer now. Okay, I go to the position attribute. I put my time indicator at the first frame. Then I click the stopwatch for position. Then I go to 7th or 6th frame, let's say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I click 6 times, next frame. From the preview panel. Okay, you can see my time, current time is 6 frame. Now, what I do, when I go to the 6th frame, I move it downwards, move the body down a bit only, not much, a bit only. Okay, it's like suspension is moving, right? Okay, after you have moved it down, move it down a bit, then I go another 6 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now my time is 12 frame. At 12 frame, I select the first keyframe, Control C to copy, and then I press Control V. Okay, Control V. So I have it. This is the up position, down position, up position again. Okay. All right. I cannot copy and paste the keyframe, but only using loop until the last video. Can I not copy paste keyframe looping until last video? I don't understand. Okay, is it okay if my video is 30 seconds, right? Yeah, it's okay, fine. But for this exercise, better you keep it at 10 seconds so that you can preview much easier, much faster. Okay, so after this, okay, I have one, and then it moves up back. Okay, all this keyframe, what I do, I just copy first, Control C, make sure your time is on the 3rd keyframe, then paste it. I go back again, last keyframe, click the small arrow here. This is go to next keyframe. I go to the last keyframe, highlight, copy and paste. Can you guys do it? Do you want me to repeat one more time?
Yes, sir, just one more.
Yeah, all right, sure. Okay, I delete everything. Okay, just take a look carefully, listen carefully, listen carefully. Click the stopwatch for position. Okay, and then go to the 6th frame. Okay, and then I move it downwards. And then I just add another 6 more frame. I copy and paste the first keyframe. All right, then highlight everything, copy and paste, go to the last keyframe, highlight everything, copy paste. Copy paste means Control C and Control V. Okay, I go to the last keyframe, highlight everything, Control C, Control V. Okay, I go to the last keyframe, highlight everything, Control C, Control V. Okay, and then I just paste Control V, something like this. Oops, sorry. And then when you play back, it will be moving up and down. Look forever constant for this whole video instead of copy paste. No. Okay. Do you mean you loop this video? Tony, do you mean in this way?
Yes, I mean every second frame I automate to use this keyframe. I not
yes. Okay, Tony, you have a good question there. You need to use the expression to do that. You have 3 keyframes there. You want to loop that forever. You need to use a expression. We call it expression. Okay, what expression? I can't remember. You can always Google. Go to Google. You type there After Effects loop expression. Okay, and then you put it on your expression there. Okay, anybody else? Any questions? If done, just put a done there. Okay, great. Okay, guys, shall we take a short break, 10 minutes break now? Then we'll continue back. Okay, now, so far up to here, any problem? Yes, Diana, what problem?
I managed to make the car go down on the second frame and then goes up. But as I copy and paste, it stays still, you know. It doesn't go up and down, you know. So what's the issue here?
Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Can you go to the second keyframe?
Just hold on now. Let me just, okay, second keyframe. Right?
No, you click the arrow, go to next keyframe.
Okay.
Yeah. Click some more. Okay, some more.
Doesn't move.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to move, right? Okay,
yes.
you go to the third keyframe.
Right.
Third keyframe.
Third keyframe. Okay.
No, go to
just go back.
Keyframe. Go to previous. Okay. Copy and paste the first one. Select that. Copy paste.
Okay.
Okay. The other 2 keyframe you select and delete.
These 2.
Yeah. Delete. Highlight all 3 keyframes. Copy paste. Okay. Now go to next keyframe. Copy paste everything. Copy paste everything. Okay, try to play from the beginning and see. Is it moving or not?
Oops. Just hold on. I just copy and paste.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so just play.
To move and down the body, not the shadow.
Oh.
Yeah, Logan.
Let me see if I can just get this.
Click the stopwatch. Click the stopwatch.
Stopwatch, okay.
You don't do that on shadow, but you do it on the body.
Oh, okay. Right. So can I just copy and paste what's in the shadow to the body?
Okay, you undo back, Control Z back. Control Z.
Z, okay.
Highlight everything.
I'm trying to get this. Okay,
Copy all
highlight
the
everything. Okay.
Control X to cut. Control X. Control X.
X, okay.
Go to body.
Go to body, right?
Click the arrow, transform.
Okay.
Control V. Control V.
Control V, huh? Okay.
At the scale there, you click the stopwatch. Oh, what happened? So you can do that. You need to repeat. Undo back. Control Z.
Control Z, huh? Okay.
Okay. Now go to next keyframe.
Okay. Next quick keyframe.
Okay. Now you copy paste that 3 keyframes. The scale remove. Scale. Click the stopwatch. For the scale only. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the position. Scale only. Undo back. Okay, click on the scale only. You click outside. No, undo back.
Control Z. Okay.
You click on tire R. Select tire R. Layer. Okay. Now click the scale on the body. Stopwatch. Stopwatch. And the scale for the body. Body scale.
Body scale. Okay.
Scale. Click the stopwatch.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now go to next keyframe. The last keyframe. Next. Copy paste everything. Copy paste everything. Yeah, you repeat copy that. Then it's done. Highlight everything. Yes. Oh. Undo back.
Okay.
Next keyframe. Copy paste. Try to play. Wait for it to load. Okay, something like that. Why your tire is not spinning?
Oh, yeah.
Stop the playback. Go to first frame.
Okay.
Go to first frame.
Okay.
Go to the tire rotation. Click the small arrow. Click on the stopwatch for rotation. Go to last frame. Put there 100x. Yeah, the 0 put 100. Yes, correct. Now click play.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, thanks.
All right, no problem. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to create some text and then we want to animate the text. A simple one. All right. Okay, so you go to type tool up here. There is a horizontal type tool. Click on that and then you click on, sorry guys, sorry. I missed out something. Okay, before we animate the text, we need to move the car from left to the right. All right. So what we do, we go to the shadow. Remember, we parented the top 3 layer on the shadow. So we just select the shadow and then I go to the position. Okay, go to the position. I want the car to be on the screen at time 1 second, let's say. At 1 second, I want the car to be here. At 0 frame, I want the car to be outside of the frame. Okay, I'm just starting up. I don't have to repeat anything. I'm just starting up. Okay, I go to the shadow layer. I go to 1 second. I click the stopwatch for position. I want to say that, okay, After Effects, at 1 second, I want the position to be this value, which is here, the car's position. Then I go to the first frame. Okay, I move, click and drag the first value, the X value. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Okay, something like this. All right, so when I play back, it will enter the screen. Okay, I want it to remain there for a while until, let's say, about 6 seconds maybe. Okay, about 6 or 7 seconds. Okay, I add keyframe over here. Add or remove keyframe, click that. So means this value and this value is the same value. When you have same value, it will not move. Then I go to 7 seconds, about 7 seconds, I move the car out from the screen to the right, something like this. So when I play back, okay, there is no car here. When I play, it will enter. Hang on. You can see the blue color is loading. Okay, it enters, it stops. After for a while, it will move out. Okay. Keishan, you are too late, Keishan. When I say if anybody got problem, okay, you never mention anything. Okay, when I'm doing the next step, only you asking the same question again. Okay, sorry about that. You can refer back the recording session, yeah? Okay, do you understand on this part, moving the shadow layer? Guys, any questions?
Can you repeat again, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I remove the keyframe for the, sorry. I remove the keyframe. Okay, now the car is not moving out of the frame now. Okay, just rotating and then moving up and down. I go to 1 second. I go to the shadow layer. Make sure it is shadow layer. And then I click on the positions stopwatch. Okay, and then I go to the first frame. I click and drag the first value here. There is 2 values, right? X and Y. X value, click and drag. Okay, I start with 1 second and then I go to 0 frame and then I click and drag. Then I go to 6th second. Okay, I add keyframe. Add keyframe. Why add keyframe? Because when you change value, you will have a keyframe. But I don't want to change value. I want it to remain there. So that's why I add keyframe. If you want to copy and paste this keyframe also can. No problem. Okay, after that, go to 7th second. I click and drag so that it's out of the frame. Something like this. Then when I play back, I get this. Okay, can you try that now? If done, let me know. Done? Yeah, page up and page down. Cynthia, to move frame by frame, you press page up and page down. All right, no problem. Some more questions? Any questions? Shall we proceed?
No, please. Seems like the tires are not a child of the body. My tires are not child of the body.
All right. Not the child of the body. It should be
not the
for the shadow. You have
shadow,
to,
yes.
The 2 tire and the body should be the child of the shadow.
Right. Okay, let me just select. I'm trying to move back to the first frame, get the car out, but the tires remain the same. So the
okay, understood.
tires,
Understood.
Yeah.
Anyone else got issues?
I moved the body of the car, but the tires remain the same. So is it because of the 2 layers of
move the shadow? Move the shadow, not the body.
the shadow? Okay. Right. Okay.
All right, great. Anyone else? No problem? Moving the car out of the frame? Anyone else got problem moving the car out of the frame?
Okay.
Does it get in back, Cherry? Does it enter the screen? Try to play back. No, I'm stuck in the middle. All right. Okay, so
Yeah,
now we
it's
see.
working.
Yes, Kevin?
It's working.
All right, great, great. Okay, so just one more time. If your car is outside already and then it is not moving, okay, so first frame, make sure you go to the first frame, make sure your car is outside of the screen. Then you go to time 1 second, you just click and drag the position of the shadow layer, position. Okay, click and drag, you will have a keyframe. And make sure you press the stopwatch as well. The stopwatch must be in blue color. To undo, press Control Z. Control Z to undo. And don't over undo, maybe you will miss out some other parts. Then you go to 6 seconds, you add keyframe, go to 7 seconds, you move it out.
Sorry, can you give us some time? Can you give me some time to do this? Because
Yes,
all my layers got all the transform details. I'm trying to collapse the keyframe.
Can you share your screen?
Can.
Can you share now?
Yes.
Can you open the... No, you are sharing the wrong screen, I guess.
Okay, right. Okay, this one.
Share the Premiere. Okay, After Effects. Okay, so now try to play. Oh, sorry about that. One moment, don't do anything. Okay, I go to play. Okay, it enters, it is there. Okay, fine. Then I go to here, go to next. Okay, so this one, I want to do it on the 6th frame, 6 second. The 7th second, I just click and drag the value.
Okay.
Okay, click and drag the value. Oops, too much. Okay, so something like this. So when you play back, it's outside and then it enters, it stops for a while. Then it moves back. Okay?
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. My car just straight away move and doesn't want to wait. Okay, so if let's say it doesn't stop, right? So that's why you need these two keyframes with the same value. So for example, if you don't have this, let's say for example like mine, it enters the screen, then it slowly goes off. Can you see this? Okay, why? Because I only have 3 keyframes. I need to have another keyframe before it goes off, which is the same value as this. I can copy and paste this. Control C, Control V. When you paste, make sure your time indicator is placed at the right position. Okay, so it will stop over here. When you have same value, it will not move. Appear on screen immediately instead of slowing. Yeah, very good question. Okay, if you want it to appear very fast, okay, you make the distance between the keyframe shorter. You are reducing the time. Okay, make it shorter a bit, something like this. You can just click and drag your keyframe so that it becomes very close to each other. Okay, so when it's moving in or leaving out, it'll be very fast. Okay, that's how you adjust the speed of the animation, one of the way. Yep, then it will be faster. All right, no problem. Okay, shall we proceed?
Sir?
Yeah.
How to make it the car down there, like can see half of the red color and the tires, like 2 cars, then you cover a little bit so that I can see the down there.
2 car? What do you mean 2 car?
I mean 1 car, the down think can see a little, yeah, shadow, but a little bit red color that you can see.
Got shadow, little bit red color you can see. What do you mean? I don't understand.
The, you know, the tire have a little bit like this. You know the tire?
The fender.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see the shadow of it. I mean the not the only the down part. The full. No. The like two cars. Actually, you blur it, and you only can see half of it. You understand?
No. Can you share your screen? Can you share your screen?
Okay, sir. I did not read. I only take notes.
You do not what?
I did not copy the page because I don't have a strong Wi-Fi. I'm a strong GB. To make things the red color here down here can see it.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to log in when whatever device you're using. You need to log in on Zoom so that I can see your screen and I can control your screen. All right. Never mind.
Sorry, Mr. Yavinesh.
Yeah.
Okay, what he's trying to say actually, because today we did not on the Adobe, so he was just watching your video. So what he says, you see below your fender there, the colored fender there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants some shadow below, which is a bit red color like that, right?
Yeah, that can see a little bit red color on the car.
Like here, black color. You want to see the red color where on the car or on the?
On this side here red and here the shadow normally.
I don't think you can do red shadow. He means behind the tire, behind tire.
Down tire.
That means the shadow at the behind of the tire.
Chief, can we keep this question at the end of the session?
Okay.
Okay, I'll definitely get back to you. All right. Okay, so we proceed first. Okay, now we have the car is coming in and then it's going off. Okay, the moment it goes out of the screen, right, we want the logo to appear. Okay, so in order for us the logo appear, we need to import first the logo. So I want you to import. You go to Control I or go to File, Import. I want you to import this logo. Okay, then press Import. After you import, okay, you click from the project panel and drag and drop into the timeline. Can you all do that? If done, put a done there. Okay, great. Okay, after you bring in that layer, okay, I repeat one more time. Okay, we want to put a logo after the car goes off of the screen. Okay, so I want you to import that logo here. Okay, to import, you go to File, Import File. Okay, choose this logo, press Import, drag and drop that file into the timeline. Okay, after you import, it will be on the project panel. It won't be appear in your timeline. So you need to drag and bring it down here. Lydia, done? Okay, great. Okay, now we want to scale it down. Go to Scale. Okay, click the arrow here, Transform, Scale. You click and drag so that it becomes smaller, something like this. Okay, make it smaller. Okay, then we want the logo appear just before, just after the car disappears, right? If I go to the shadow layer, I go to the position here, I can see the keyframe. There is 4 keyframes here. The last 2 keyframe, one moment. Okay, this 2 keyframe, the car is inside, the car is out of the frame. Okay, these 2 keyframes. So I go to the last keyframe, go to the last keyframe, then I add a stopwatch for the position, let's say. Okay, for the position, I go down, I go to the previous keyframe when the car is still there. What I do, I move the logo out of the screen. Something like this. Okay. So when I play back, I go page down, frame by frame. When the car goes off, the logo enters in. Something like this. Understand? Understand or not, guys?
Do it again.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Okay, the first thing, after you drag and drop, you scale it down to this size. Then I take a look at the shadow layer. I go to next keyframe, next keyframe. Okay, the last keyframe. At the last keyframe, click the stopwatch for position on the logo. Then on this keyframe, the second last keyframe, you move it out. Move out, move out, move out. That's all. Last keyframe on the shadow, add a keyframe. Click the stopwatch for position. On the third keyframe here, move out the logo and then try to play. Okay? Do you want me to repeat one more time?
Yes, sir.
So it will look like that the car pulled out the logo.
Come again? I can't hear you.
So it will look like the car pulled out the logo.
Yes, something like that. Okay, I can repeat one more time, but this time I'm not going to do the position. Okay, I remove the keyframe. Okay, instead of the logo if the car is pulling the logo, let's say I want to animate the scale and the rotation, for example. So I go to the last keyframe here on the shadow. You select the shadow here. You go to next keyframe, next keyframe, next keyframe until your time indicator is at the end of the animation here. You click the stopwatch for scale and rotation, for example. Okay, and then I go to previous keyframe on the shadow over here. Okay, put my time here. What I do, I rotate here, let's say 180 degrees and the scale to 0. Okay, so the animation that I'm going to get, the logo will rotate and become bigger. Something like that. Clear?
Can you do that rotation part again?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to close it. Okay, go to the last keyframe of the shadow layer here, the position. Click the stopwatch for scale and rotation. Okay, as it is here. Then go to the previous keyframe of the shadow layer. Now, the rotation, I'm going to put 180 degrees or let's say 90 degrees maybe. 90 degrees and the scale change to 0. When the scale is 0, the object won't be visible. Okay, it's look like a hidden. There is nothing there actually. Okay, because the scale is 0. Okay, so the first keyframe for this thing, okay, is scale is 0, rotation is 90 degrees. The next second keyframe here, the scale is about 35 roughly, and then the rotation is 0. So when we play back, right, I press page down, frame by frame, you see it become bigger and also rotating. Something like this. Can? Do you still want me to repeat? Anyone? Other than Diana, anyone else? Okay, sure. There are more people. Okay. So I remove the keyframe. Oh, sorry. I go to the last keyframe of the shadows layer. Okay. Then I click the stopwatch for scale and rotation. Okay. How to change the logo size is by click and drag the scale. Click and drag the scale. When you drag and drop down on the timeline, you scale it down because if not, it will be very big, right? You scale it down first. then only you do this. Okay, then only you do the keyframe part. Okay, you go to the last keyframe of the shadow layer, you add keyframe, scale, and rotation. Then you go to previous keyframe of the shadow layer over here. Put it somewhere here, and then change the rotation to 90 maybe. Okay, you can put whatever value you want. Let's say, for example, I simply put 720, 2x, and then the scale change to 0. So when I play back, it will be spinning many times, okay, and it will appear. Okay, but then you put 720, not nice, right? It doesn't look so nice. So you just put 180 or 90, it looks better. Okay, so this one I changed to 0, and here maybe 90, and then try to play back. Okay, Ken? Anandi managed to do it? All right.
Please give us some time to do it. Thanks. Please give us some time.
All right, we'll do.
Can all this be done through normal photography without the layers in it?
If you want to animate the tire, cannot. You need the tire separately so that you can animate the tire.
Also, whatever we take from our cameras or can import it, we can't do much with it, right?
You can animate the image like entering the scene, can. But then if you want to animate the tire alone, it needs to be on a separate layer. Or maybe you can download a tire alone as a PNG file. Then can.
Okay, all right. And then you attach it to the actual picture, is it?
Yes, correct. Okay, so means the one you shoot with your camera is a normal photograph of a car, but then you download only the tire with a PNG image, which is the background is transparent. Then you can animate. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Elango is here, is it? If I want the Proton logo to just appear on the screen without any animation on a specific time, what should I do? Without any animation on a specific time. Okay, very good question. Thank you. Okay, so for example, here we have 10 seconds. I don't want any animation. I don't want any keyframe. I just want the logo top appear. All right. Okay, so I remove all the keyframe here. I need to trim this clip, this layer, right? All this layer. Okay, so you can actually trim. If you bring your cursor at the beginning of that layer, you will see a small double arrow there. You just click and drag. Okay, something like this. So for example, the moment the car is out of the screen, okay, maybe somewhere here, I just drag it up. Okay, so when I play back, just take a look. When I play back, it will appear. Okay, thanks for the question. All right, no problem. Okay, so you just cut. All right. If you want an animation here, let's say you already cut, you still want some animation, also can. You just put a keyframe here. Okay, so whatever keyframe, let's say I go to here, add keyframe, and then go to the beginning of the clip, and then I change the scale maybe to 0. Okay, just scaling also can, only scaling, no rotation. Okay, any more questions? Diana, done? All right. Okay, all done, guys? The logo. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, now some interesting things.
Sorry,
yeah.
Can I pause here for a while?
Yeah.
It's not scaling and rotating as required. Another thing is I want to collapse all the layers so that I don't see all the details of the triangle.
Yes,
yeah.
You just click back the arrow. Click back the arrow. You can collapse back.
Right. So can you please help with the scaling and rotating for me?
Yeah, share me your screen.
Okay.
Okay, the rest of you guys, please hang on, guys. Okay. Okay, the car is there. Thank you, Huzi. Okay, it's going out. Okay, the logo is appearing a bit slow, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what we need to do, we just move a bit the keyframes. Okay, so let me just show you. Stop the playback. Stop the playback. All right, don't do anything. Okay, you see on the logo, right? On the logo layer, you have a keyframe there. Okay, if you want to see the keyframe, I can press U in my keyboard. I'll be able to see all the keyframe. Okay, I don't want the scale. I don't want the rotation, let's say. Okay, so I just press U so that I can see my keyframe. Okay, the rest of this layer, I just click the arrow to collapse. I select the shadow. Okay, I can see the keyframe. Okay, so this two keyframe for the logo, I can move it to the front a bit so that it will be same as the car's movement. So if I go here, right, you see, when the car starts to move out, I also have the logo appearing. Something like this.
Oh, okay. So I want something more like original. The logo appears and rotates and scale.
Appear, rotate, and scale. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, I go to the first frame here. Okay, this one I just move it a bit lah. And then I go to the second keyframe of the shadow layer. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so this is the correct position, correct rotation, correct scale, let's say. So when the car goes out, this is the position, the scale, the size, whatever rotation I want. So I click the stopwatch for scale, click the stopwatch for rotation. Then I go to the previous keyframe, which is here. I change the rotation to 0 back because originally you have 2, so I put there 0. Scale also 0. So what will happen here? If I go to page down, you can see the logo become bigger and also rotating.
Yes.
Okay, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's rotating too many times, right? Okay, so what you can do is you go back to the rotation. Okay, so ending, I don't want any rotation, so 0. Okay, so initially I want just 90 degrees maybe or 180 degrees. Okay, so I type here 180. So when I play back, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want opposite direction rotation, okay, you need to put a negative value. Okay, so for example, earlier I put there 180 degrees. Okay, here I change it to, I need to go to that time in order for me to change. I put a negative 180 degrees. Then when I play back, I get this.
Okay.
Okay, great. Let's continue. All right, no problem.
Thanks.
Okay, now you see our tire is spinning very fast. Okay, and also the car is entering very fast. Okay, logo also have some animation. Let's say I want to do logo rotation as well, so that you can see clearly. Okay, I go to rotation, first frame, 180 degrees. Okay, so I have this animation. All right, so now, whenever we have a fast movement, we need to have a motion blur, right? Okay, so what we do is, we go to layer, new adjustment layer. I go to adjustment layer, okay, and then I go to effects and preset. Where is my effect? Close this, effects and preset. Okay, effects and preset panel. I type here force, F-O-R-C-E. Okay, you will see CC force motion blur. Okay, what I do, I drag and drop this effect onto the adjustment layer that I've just created. Okay, so now you can you see the tire now? It's blurry. Okay, because it's moving fast. Okay, so if I play back, I go back to the feed. Okay, I try to play back now. Okay, you can see when the moment we apply motion blur, it becomes slower. My computer becomes slower when it tries to load the animation. You need to wait until the green color is fully appear here. Then only it will play back in real time. Yeah, I'll show that one more time. Hang on. Okay, just to show the effects. Wait for a while. Okay, now you see it takes very long time, right, for me to preview whatever is going on. That's why you need to change the preview resolution to a half or quarter so that you can see the effects immediately. But it will not affect your output. Just for preview purpose, a faster response, okay, you can change the preview resolution to a quarter or half. Okay, is it playing? No. Okay, can you see that? Okay, there is a blur. Check out when the logo is appearing. Okay, so if I play it slowly, frame by frame, you see when the car is moving, when it's not moving, it's not blurry. When it's moving, it becomes blurry. The logo also, when it's rotating, it's blurry. Okay, when it's not rotating, it's not blurry. Okay, let me repeat one more time. I delete my adjustment layer. I go to layer, new adjustment layer. Okay, and then I go to effects and preset panel. If you don't have effects and preset panel, you go to window, you find for effects and preset. Where is that? Layer. Okay, effects and preset here. Okay, you choose that effect and preset panel. You type force, or you can type motion also can. You type motion, okay, you find for CC force motion blur. You drag and drop that CC motion blur on top of your adjustment layer in the timeline. Drag and drop. That's it, done. Try now. Where is that? I don't see a 32. 32 bit, is it? Let me see. Where is the 32? Guys? Done. Next to the effect. 32 means 32 bit or 64. Sometimes they write that 32, sometimes they write that 64. Okay, 32 bit, let me see. Motion blur is under where? Under time. All right. If I go to the time, CC force motion blur. Okay, you see there is a 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit. All right. So this is referring to the bit of the effect. All right. So nothing else. Okay, if done, just put a done. Adjustment layer, force motion blur. Then you try to play back. Okay, very good. Okay, if you look at the effect control panel, the moment you apply any effect, it will open up the effect control panel. Okay, let me just go to the first part here. Okay, for example here, if I zoom in, okay, you can see the steps. The number of steps here is 8. Okay, blur sample, motion blur sample, it says 8. If let's say I change to 16, for example, you see the blur effect is more smoother. If, for example, if double up this, the 32 maybe. So the effect will be much smoother. But then, of course, when you try to play back, it will take much longer time to preview. And also when you want to output this as a video, also will take a longer time to render if you put the blur sample higher. Okay, this is blur sample. Let's say I maintain is 8 maybe. And also the shutter angle. Shutter angle, if I increase, you will make the blur effect more. Okay, if you increase the shutter angle, the blur effect will become more blurry. All right. Can guys? Clear? Okay, very good. So if you want to access the effects of the layer, you need to select that specific layer. For example, if I select the logo layer, I don't see the effect on the effect control panel. If I select the tire layer, I don't see effect. I only see the effect that I applied. So for example, in this example, it's adjustment layer. When I select the adjustment layer, I can see all the effects which is applied here. Okay, and adjustment layer, why adjustment layer? Adjustment layer, what it will do is, it will apply effect for all the layers underneath. For example, let's take a look at the logo here. Can you see the logo is blurry? Okay, so if I go to fit, I zoom in a bit. Okay, now if let's say I put my adjustment layer below the logo layer, the logo won't be affected. I need to put the adjustment layer on top of the logo, or all the layer, including the car. Let's say I bring the adjustment layer below the body, I don't see the effect. Okay, I need to put it above the body layer, then only it will become blurry. I need to put it above the logo layer, then only it will become blurry. Clear, guys? What's next? Okay, next thing is we're going to do some text effect. Okay, text, and then same thing, we're going to animate the text. It will come in and then go off. All right, after that, we're going to add what we call music to it. Then we will render out. Okay, guys, just before that, okay, because the moment it's 10 o'clock, everybody will start to leave, right? So before you guys leave, I want you to submit a feedback form now. I supposed to give it at the end of the session, but before you all leave. Okay, so we will be having a paid class because this is a free training for you to get started with After Effects. If you guys seriously want to learn more on After Effects, we have a paid class coming on end of this month. Okay, so the things that you're going to learn, I'm going to share a short video here. Okay, so you'll be learning on how to animate image, how you are animating now. This is the basic thing that you will be learning. Okay, and then you also be learning more animation type for effects on the text. All right, like for example, like this. Okay, you can combine the animation with masking as well, like the text is appearing from the center of your screen. All right, and also you will learn how to animate the shapes. Okay, animating your shape and something like this. This also animating a shape. All right, and then this is another text effect. Okay, this is using a plugin effect. It looks like a neon and a fire kind of effects. All right, and then you will also learn how to move object, follow a path. Okay, whether it's a text or another object. Okay, just a concept. And also you'll be learning how to create audio spectrum using audio. Okay, can you hear the sound? Okay, or something like this. Right, so I'll go to next. Okay, so this one is actually an image, a photograph, which is carried out using a Photoshop. And then after that, you can actually animate this person. You can see the hand is moving, the skateboard is moving a bit, and the background also moving. Okay, so the animation part actually we do in After Effects using some puppet pin tool effect. Okay, and then you will create this scene from scratch. Okay, means you will have a map which you will wrap it around a sphere. Okay, this normal effect that you can do in After Effects as well. All right, so next. Okay, this is a HD effect, heads-up display effect. Okay, you will learn to create this from scratch. Okay, means you don't use any template kind of whatever. You learn, for example, over here, you will see the menu and all that. You'll learn how to design that inside of After Effects. For example, you have this circle is rotating and animated, right? Okay, so you can actually animate that. You will learn how to create this, not using any template. Okay, and also you will learn how to animate according to the movement of that person. Okay, something like this. Okay, all these images, arrangement, and everything you will learn as well. Okay, I go further. Next, what else do we have? Okay, done. That's it. Okay, so this one we are scheduling for the 4th week of this month. Okay, on the 3rd week, if we have, maybe we will have a night session, but not confirmed yet. Okay, once I share the recording of this session, I will share the link for you to register for the paid class as well. All right. Okay. Any question, guys?
How many days is the paid class and how much is it?
It's a 3 days class, and then the price is about 600 ringgit, Malaysia.
3 days as in how many hours per lesson?
9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In between, we will have a 1 hour lunch hour break, and then we will have 15 minutes break in the morning, 15-minute break in the afternoon.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions? We proceed now. What is the name of the coming course? The name will be, yes, online class. The name will be Adobe After Effects Essential Training. Yes, certificate will be provided. The class will be on weekdays. Okay, and there'll be 2 sessions. One is the daytime session, 9 to 5 p.m. and another session, which is a longer session, which is a night session. Okay, great, Roba. We'll keep you updated. Okay, so after this session ended, right, I will take the recording, I will edit a bit, and then I put it on the YouTube. That YouTube link I will share in a WhatsApp group. Okay, for those who what you call from outside of Malaysia, make sure you put in your country code as well in the form. That's why I asked your country code, or you can just put it in the chat box if you didn't put it earlier. Okay, I'll add you in the chat box. Sorry, WhatsApp group. Okay, what is the between Filmora and Adobe? Filmora is a lighter version of After Effects. Lighter version. You don't have much option for you to control. Okay, you still can edit video, create videos, but then the tools are very limited. Okay, shall we proceed, guys? We haven't finished yet. We're going to create text, animate text, and then we will put in audio, music, and then we will export the video. Okay. If let's say after 10 p.m., those who wants to leave, you may leave. Those who wants to learn, you can remain in the meeting. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to create a text using the horizontal type tool up here, the T letter here, horizontal type tool. You click on that, and then you click on your screen here on the composition panel. Just click, and then you start to type. Okay. So for example, I just simply type X50. Okay, and then if you want to change the format after you type, you press Ctrl-A to highlight, or you can use your cursor, mouse cursor to highlight, and then you change your, what we call the font, the color, the setting for the font from the character panel. Okay, thank you, Hardik. Bye. Okay, so you change the font type here. For example, I want to change to Times New Roman, let's say, for example, Times New Roman bold. And then I want to increase the font size, reduce the font size. I use here. Okay, clear? Do you want me to repeat, guys? After you make the changes, right? If you want to reposition your text, you click on the selection tool. Click on the selection tool. Then you can move it. Any questions, guys? Can you do it now? Put any text, anything. Okay, if I want to edit the text, right, I just double click the layer. Okay, even though I'm in a selection tool, the moment I double click the layer, it will become highlighted and it will change to the type tool. All right, so you double click and then you just change the text. For example, I just simply put buy one, free one, whatever lah. Okay. Any question, guys?
How do you change the color?
You go to the character panel.
Okay.
You will see there is a fill color. Click on the fill color. You change it. When you want to change color, you need to choose the whatever color that you want, and then you choose the shading of that color.
So how do you open up this character option?
You go to window, you go to character. Make sure you have your text layer selected.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Anandi. Bye. Select your text layer and then go to character panel. If you don't have character panel, you go to window, character, and then you change the color. For example, I want a green color, something like this. Any question on this, creating text? Okay, very good question. I was waiting for this question, Lydia. Thank you. Okay, so how do I make the text to be centered? Let's say I move using my cursor, it won't be exactly in the center. So how do I make it exactly in the center? I go to align panel. I go to window. Hang on, my thing is blocking here. Okay, I go to window and then I choose align. Okay, window align. I have my align panel over here. Click the second button here, align horizontally. Okay, align horizontally. And if you want to put in the middle of the composition, you can align vertically also. Okay, but I don't want it to be vertical, just align horizontally. Can. Did you manage to do it, Lydia? Any questions? Suddenly the screen become black. Is it the caps lock is off, on? Try caps lock, Lydia. All right. If done, put a done there, guys. How to put gradient color in text. Okay, shortly. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people. Why would it turn black when caps lock is on actually? I have no idea. All right. I seriously no idea. Okay, sometimes you need, it will show a error message down there. You can't refresh because your caps lock is on. So you just press caps lock, that's all. All right. Okay, so there is one question. How do I put gradient color for my text here? Okay, you need to apply an effect. You go to effects and preset. You type there gradient, G-R-A-D. Okay, you will see gradient ramp. Okay, gradient ramp will be 2 color. Okay, 4 color gradient. Also, you can choose. Okay, so for example, this gradient ramp, I drag and drop to my text layer. Drag it on the text layer. You have a start color, you have end color here. You can actually click and change the colors. Let's say I want from red to orange, maybe. Yellow, sorry. Maybe orange lah. Orangey a bit, something like this. But then I see only red color, right? That's because of your these 2 points. There is 1 point here. There is another point here. The second point, I just click and drag. For example, I put it here. And the first point, let's say I put it here. Something like this. Your text is small, then you go to character panel, you increase the size. Go to character panel, select the text layer, this one, the one with the double T here. Okay, click and drag, Adam. Okay, click and drag to resize your text. Okay, so I don't want it to be so big. Okay, something like this. Okay, thanks, Shantini. All right. Okay, I don't want a gradient. I just put a plain color lah. Okay, leave it as plain color for now. Okay, you can try the gradient on later on. Okay, now we want to animate the text. Okay, so when the car has moved into the screen, let's say about 2 seconds. Okay, maybe I want the text is not there. At 3 seconds, I want the text to be there. So I go to let's say position maybe. Okay, or maybe same like how what we did for the logo. Okay, I want to animate, sorry, not here, under transform. Go to under transform. Okay, I click the stopwatch for scale and rotation. Okay, and then I go back to 2 seconds. I change the rotation to 90 and scale to 0. All right, so when I play back, it will appear something like this. Okay, it will become bigger while rotating. All right. Clear, guys? This part. At 3 seconds, add a keyframe for scale and rotation. At 2 seconds, you change the value. Scale to 0 and add some rotation. Okay? Can or not, guys? Okay, thank you, Janti. If done, just let me know done. How to put letter like typewriter. You mean animate the character? Yes, you may animate the character. All right, so for example, I want to do it something like a typewriter. I don't like this. All right, I remove the keyframe. At 2 seconds, I want the text to appear like typewriter. Okay, so what I do, I select the text layer. I go to animation, apply animation preset. Okay, I need to go to browse my text preset. All right, so you go to program file, Adobe After Effects 2020, support file, preset, text, animate in, and then you find for your typewriter. Okay, I click open, and then when I play back, it will be like typewriter. It will appear letter by letter. Okay, it is still loading. Let me turn off my adjustment layer, because when you have adjustment layer, right, the loading part will take very long time. Okay, something like this. Okay, Lango. Okay, I repeat one more time. I undo back. Okay, I don't have any animation now. I go to time 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Okay, select that type text layer. Select the text layer, go to animation, apply animation preset. You need to go to this folder. Okay, if you Windows. All right, go to program files, Adobe After Effects 2020, support file, preset, text, animate in. Then you find for your whatever text effect that you want to apply. For example, I can choose a spin in by character. Okay, I can choose. All right, or I can choose the typewriter effect. Then you just choose. Then it will start to apply where you put your time indicator. Okay, clear? Okay, so we already have animate in. Let's say I go to 3 seconds here. I go to position and rotation and scale. I do like what we done previously. This is 90 degrees. This is 0. Okay, so I have this animation. turn on, turn off. Okay, after it appears, I want it to disappear again. All right, so what I do, I just copy paste this keyframe, the second keyframe, Control C, Control V, and then I go here, highlight this, Control C, Control V. Means it will appear, it will remain because of the same value, then it will go back as it is on the first keyframe. So only two keyframe I created. This one, copy and paste this, and the next one, copy and paste the front one. Okay, how to adjust the anchor point of the text? All right, so let's say I have this. My anchor point is lower down here, right? Okay, if I go to paragraph, can I see this? Is this one? Nope. Not this, not this. Let me see, guys. If I adjust this, okay, I can either move from here. Okay, I can put it in the middle somewhere there. If not mistaken, there is an option, but I'm not sure where exactly it is. But one way is you can adjust using this thing. Okay, it will move the anchor point, and also you can use the pen behind tool. Okay, click the pen behind tool, you can move the anchor point. Okay, there is two ways to you can do that. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions, guys? Yes. Sup Ching Chong. Okay, so I'm going to proceed now. Okay, so we already have the text and then disappear, car goes off, and then the logo appear. Now I'm going to create I'm going to add a music. Okay, so go to project panel again, go to file, import. You choose the MP3 file, and then you go to import. You drag and drop from the project panel to the timeline. All right, so drag and drop the MP3 file to the timeline. Can you all do that now? If done, just put a done. Okay, here. Someone? Okay, done. All right, so after you put in your music, right, when you click the small arrow here, you will see audio. Click the arrow again, you will see a waveform. Click the arrow for the waveform. You'll be able to see the preview of your audio as a waveform. Okay, so here. So at the 10th second here, I want the audio to be fade out. Okay, so what I do, I go to about 8 seconds here. I click the stopwatch for audio level. Then I go to last frame. I key in the decibel to negative, let's say maybe about negative 60. Or maybe negative 40, I think. Because it's suddenly reducing too much. So I put here negative 40. All right, something like this. Can you all do that? Do you want me to repeat? Okay, I'll repeat one more time. Yes, no problem. Okay, I remove the keyframe. After I drag and drop the music, I click the small arrow here. Okay, I go to audio, click, you will be able to see your waveform. Okay, something like this. All right. At the ending of my video, because the duration of this audio is about 3 minutes. Okay, I don't want 3 minutes, I just want 10 seconds, right? And then I don't want the music suddenly end like this with the video. I want the music to fade out. Okay, so what I do at the 8th second, I put my time indicator there. Then I click the stopwatch for the audio level. Then I go to my last frame. I key in negative 40. Why negative 40? Because this is from my experience lah. When I put negative 40, it will go down almost you can't hear, but still there is a bit of sound, but you can't hear anything. Okay, in the middle here, you see here the music is very loud. You can see from the waveform, and then it reduced so much. So what you also can do is you can move your time in between the two keyframe. You increase a bit the decibel. Increase means lesser number in terms of negative, because negative lesser negative means more. So now it's negative 18. So what I do, I put that negative 10 maybe. So when I put negative 10, I will increase the volume a bit over here. Clear, guys? Okay, good. All right, you can try to play back and then listen whether it's fading out or not. Okay, so let's say if I try to play this. Okay, something like that. Okay, you can try to play back that. Okay, if done, I'm going to export the video. Okay, so let's say, okay, the first step to export a video from After Effects, there is two ways actually. One of the way is you go to composition, you go to choose add to render queue, or you go to file, export, add to render queue. Okay, you may click on that right now. When you click on add to render queue, file, export, add to render queue, you will get another panel over here in the timeline here. Okay, so you will see your composition name here. And then what you have to change is this one, output module lossless. Click on the blue color text, lossless. Click on it. Then you will get output module setting. The format, you can choose whatever format. But for this example, I'm going to choose a QuickTime, which is MOV file, QuickTime. And the rest of the things that you don't have to change anything, just click OK. Then click output to. Click on the file name here. Change it to your location. Let's say I want to save it in my desktop. Okay, and then I give a name for it. X50 test 2 maybe. And then I click save. And then I click render. Clear, guys? Do you want me to repeat? Okay. Okay, I'll repeat one more time. No worries. Okay, I removed. Okay, select my composition. I go to file. I go to export. Add to render queue. Number 1. Okay, add to render queue. After you add to render queue, you'll get this panel. Okay, you need to click on lossless. Click on lossless. You change the format to QuickTime. QuickTime. Okay, and then the rest of the setting, you don't have to change anything. Leave it as default. Okay, if you want to change the codec, right, you can click here. But I suggest you leave it as animation. When you click the format option, you will see video codec. There is a lot of video codec. Okay, most of it will change your video setting. Okay, so you don't change. You leave it as animation. Okay, you click OK. Leave it as animation. That means you don't change anything. Okay, over here, just for your information, under the channel, you will see RGB. Also, you have alpha and RGB plus alpha. If let's say you have a logo animation, for example, you want the background to be transparent on a video, so you choose RGB plus alpha. Okay, if you choose RGB only, you don't get the background transparent. Something like a PNG image. PNG image, you have background transparent, right? Okay, so you can choose the RGB plus alpha if you want background transparent, or else you just leave it as RGB. Then I'm going to click OK. Then click the blue color text to output to. Click that. Choose your location where you want to save. Choose your file name. Okay, let's say for example, I choose X50 test 2. And then I click save, and then I click render. When you click render, it will start to render your video. Then after that, you can upload that video to wherever you want to put. Can we use project? No, you can't bring in the project of Filmora to edit here. No, you can't. You want to bring in the video, can, not the project file. Any more questions? Okay, there is an error, blah, 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 out of this space. Oops. I need to choose a different location for me to save. Okay, my disk already full. Okay, I just save and then render. Okay, for MP4. Okay, MP4 you can import, yes. Okay, yes, true. The file size is 1.5 GB. Okay, why it's very big? Because of the format, number one. Okay, and the best format will be MP4 file. But how do we get the MP4 file? By default, you can't export to MP4 file. You need to go to File. I'm going to show you the second way of exporting. Go to Export, add to Adobe Media Encoder. May I know anyone, do you have a Media Encoder installed? Any one of you? Okay, very good. Some more? Okay, if you have Media Encoder, you don't click Add to Render Queue. You don't. If you don't have Media Encoder, you choose this. After you choose this, the file size will be very big. You need to use another converter. You can find online also. There is a lot of online converter. You upload file there, you will get back in MP4 file. You can. If you want to export the file in MP4 file, you need to choose this. Export and then add to Adobe Media Encoder. Click on that. Those who have Media Encoder, you click that. If you don't have, you can try to click. It will say there is no Media Encoder in your PC. Okay, so the moment you click that, right, what will happen is it will load the Media Encoder software and it will load your project file inside of Media Encoder. Okay, my Media Encoder is still loading. Okay, let me wait for it. You
I'm
also
trying
click.
to render, but it says error only.
Do you have Media Encoder, Jay?
I do not know. I mean, I'm trying to do it the first way you did it.
Okay, never mind. Try to click the first option. Add to Adobe Media Encoder queue.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. Does it show any error message?
Hold on. I'm lost already. I click something which I'm not too sure what I did.
You need to click back your composition, the X50. In your timeline, now there is a render queue.
Okay, composition, export.
No. File, export, add to Adobe Media Encoder.
Hold on. It's opening up a new window now.
Okay, great. That means you have the Media Encoder. Okay, so I'm going to share this.
Just one question. The Media Encoder will convert to MP4, is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So this is a smaller version of the MOV file, right?
Yes, correct. It's a smaller version, but it's not a MOV file anymore. It's an MP4 file now.
Okay, yeah.
It's a different format.
Yeah, okay. So is there any way to, this is outside the syllabus, is there any way to import copyright, file
Music.
from the YouTube, music from the YouTube
You go to
studio?
Google. Okay, Diana, you go to Google, you type YouTube audio library.
Okay.
You will got a lot of free music there. Copyright free.
Right, copyright free, yes.
It's by YouTube, uploaded by other artists, composers.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the moment you click add to Adobe Media Encoder, okay, the moment you click add to Media Encoder queue, it will load up your Media Encoder, plus you will be able to see this file, your composition over here. Can you see my screen? This is Adobe Media Encoder screen. Okay, so if you want to change the setting, okay, by default, it will be H.264, leave it as it is. And then this also by default, match source high bitrate, leave it as it is. You just change your location, output file. Click on the output file, the location, choose your location, change a name for it, then click save. Let's say, for example, I go to desktop, I go to change _X, and then click the start queue, the play button here, and then click, and then it will start to render. And you can check the file size will be extremely smaller than the MOV file. Clear, guys? All right, very good. And you try to play your video after the rendering completed.
Why is it the first option of saving I couldn't save it?
Okay, can you share your screen?
I'm saving the file now on the Adobe
Media Encoder.
Media Encoder, yeah.
Okay, the moment you launch a Media Encoder, you can actually exit After Effects also, no issues. Okay, so you can open up After Effects and share the screen.
1 minute.
Let it to run at the back. Yeah, great. So now the file size will be very smaller. The quality also will be high enough because match source high bitrate. We choose a high bitrate. If you want to change the setting of the bitrate, the resolution and everything, you can click the second option. Okay, and then you change. But for now, you just leave it as it is. Next time, you can try it out the setting in the Media Encoder. Okay, Chief. Okay, go to add to render queue.
Okay, where's the add to render queue again?
File, export, add to render queue.
Oh, okay. File, export, add to.
Are you exporting the comp1 or X50?
The com1.
Okay, all right. Okay, click at the number 1 there. Number 1, comp1. Can you see that? Delete that. Select that and delete. Click and delete. Click the comp1.
The one at the bottom or top?
Top one. Number 1 there, comp1. Click on the comp1. No. At the bottom, the current render.
Okay.
To the right. Move your cursor to the right. Click. Delete. Okay. Click on the lossless.
Okay.
Change to QuickTime, the format.
1 second.
Format change to QuickTime. Then OK. Click on the output to the blue color text.
This one?
Where you want to save your file.
Here?
Okay, save. Then click render.
Oh, I didn't click the render just now.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
All right, no problem. Okay, YouTube audio lost. What do you mean? Yi Gui Rong?
You were saying that we can get music from this YouTube audio. The last word I can't catch.
Library.
Oh, library, thank you.
Okay, so for example, if I go to my Google, right? I type YouTube audio library. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see the YouTube audio library? I click the first one. Okay, it says studio.youtube.com. Okay, here you will find a lot of free music. Everything is free. You can use it for your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But the thing that you need to listen to the song first, to the music first. Okay, you need to play first, and then if you like the music, then you download. So you need to do some work here. You need to test all the music. You can search by the genre here. Click the genre, for example, dance electronic, then apply, then you try to listen.
Yeah.
If you like it, download.
Download and save it somewhere first, right?
Yes.
The music can be used for other applications?
Can. You can use it anywhere.
There's no copyright.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Right. No problem. So, okay, so I think we have done here. So anybody else got any questions or not? Anyone got any questions to ask? From where to buy this car to get one free? You see the audio, you can always mute the audio from your timeline. Any question, guys?
Yes, I have a question. In the previous lesson, I mean, just now, I noticed for the rotation, there are two fields. One is either put an integer, the other one you put a degrees. So how do you rotate, let's say, 360 degrees to show 360 degrees?
360 degree.
Yes.
The rotation value, you put 1x or you type the 360 degree here?
Either one, huh?
Either one. When you put 360, it will become 1x.
Oh, so 1 and 0 degrees is 360, or 0 and 360 degrees, right?
Come again, come again.
There are two options, right? Two fields. So one is you put 1 and 0 degrees. So that means you will rotate 360 degrees.
Correct, correct.
So the option 2 is 0 and then the degree is 360 degrees.
Correct, correct.
Yes? Okay.
It's the same thing. Yes, correct. You are right.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you for another question here. Do you have options to ease in and ease out? Yes, we do. For example, this text, it's a moving in linear movement, which we don't like, right? Okay, so for example, I change this longer so that you can see clearly. I highlight the keyframes, highlight all the keyframes. You right click on the keyframe, you go to keyframe assistant, easy ease. Shortcut is F9. Highlight the keyframe and press F9. Then you go to your graph editor over here. Click on the graph editor. You will be able to see the graph. So for example, I select scale and rotation only. I select the front keyframe here. I drag my handle here. This is my tangent. Okay, click and drag. And at the back also, I select the keyframe. I click and drag the handle. Okay, click and drag the handle. So my graph shape is now different, which means here my movement is slow, faster, and slow back. Slow, faster, and slow again. So when I play back, just take a look here on my text here. Okay, can you see that, how it's moving? Slow at the beginning, in the middle it's very fast, and then at the ending it's slow. So when it's landing very slowly. Ease in and ease out. Okay.